first and hopefully our last virtual annual meeting. We will do our best to keep the entire program to 1 hour. I'd first like to recognize our sponsors for today's event. A special thank you to Buffalo Wild Wings, Loan Depot Brian Bauer, Reineke Family Dealerships, and Superior Credit Union for serving as our major sponsors. A special thank you to 88.9 China FM, Klaus Construction, and Gardner for serving as our event sponsors. I'd also like to thank Firestorm, Movers and Cleanout, and Ralph's Joy Living for being our patron sponsors. I've already been told today that it's a birthday for someone special, the interim superintendent, Jim Grubbs at Tiffin City Schools. So thank you for joining us today, Jim, on your birthday, and happy birthday. Next, I'd like to give a warm Seneca County welcome to our keynote speaker for this year's annual meeting, Matt Underwood. Matt is a voice that many Cleveland Indians fans know and love. Matt is an Ashland native and has been the TV voice of the Indians since 2007. Like many things this year, Major League Baseball and Cleveland Indians baseball was certainly different than most seasons. I'm going to turn to Matt to talk about his role with the Cleveland Indians. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, Bryce. I appreciate you for having me. I hope everybody's doing well under these obviously unusual and very unique circumstances this year, and that certainly impacted us as well. It was without a doubt the most bizarre baseball season I've ever gone through. The interesting thing was the home games were about as close to normal as we got this year because we were able to go to the ballpark. We were able to use our broadcast booth as we have throughout every season. The only difference was when we entered the ballpark, we were only allowed to go straight up to the press box, could not use the elevators, so we had to walk the ramps up to the booth. And then that was it. Once we got to the booth, that was the only place we were allowed to go. We weren't allowed to go to the clubhouse. We weren't allowed to have any interaction with the players, the coaching staff, other than the use of this technology. So we used a lot of Zoom calls during the season to get our information, to try and keep in touch. But obviously, as you people all know, it's not the same as when you're sitting talking to somebody in person. So that was difficult and something that we had to work around to try and overcome. Where things got really strange was there were many times during the season where we would be in the middle of a game, and I think I noticed it probably most frequently in the instance where it was a close game. There was something dramatic that happened, and as an announcer, I'm always looking for that crowd to react with me on a home run call or a big play, and it just wasn't there. You'd see a clutch home run, and then nothing. It would just be absolute silence, which was really strange. Or on the other hand, you would have a walk-off situation, and the only noise you heard were the players themselves congratulating each other and jumping on each other at home plate. So that was very strange. And then the road games. The road games, instead of traveling with the team as we've done for many, many years, we did the road games from a studio in downtown Cleveland if you've been to downtown Cleveland, it used to be referred to as the BP building. That's where our studios are. And so we would, all of us, me, Rick Manning, we would sit in a studio in a big long table. We had a couple of TV monitors in front of us. And we literally called the game like we were calling it in somebody's basement. And they had Andre Knott sitting in another studio. So Andre would chime in, watching right along with us. So those were all unique and strange challenges this year, and I think we recognized early on that we couldn't necessarily broadcast the games as we had in the past. We had to sort of use our creativity because fans, if you watched any of the games, it wasn't the same. It was different. There was something off, about the game. So we had to try to instead of dancing around it, we just acknowledged it and moved forward and tried to have as much fun with it as we could. And I think in the end, it was a very exciting season. It was a team that had an opportunity. Once you get into this crazy tournament-like setup they had this year, anything was possible. Unfortunately, they ran up against the Yankees, who, at least in that brief series, they kept scoring run after. It seemed like in the second game, when the Indians came back and took the lead, and you had Brad Hand in the ninth inning, you thought, well, now you've got an opportunity. But when the game was over, you kind of felt like, excuse me, if the Indians had scored 20 runs that night, the Yankees would have scored 21. It just one of those unfortunate endings to the season. And then if you watch the playoffs all the way through, Tampa Bay, Kevin Cash, who spent a year here under Tito as our bullpen coach, gave it a heck of a run. But they ran into the same thing against the hot Dodgers club that they just didn't have enough manpower to overcome them. So I'm hopeful that 2021 will offer us as much as we can a more normal baseball season. I'm very hopeful that by next spring we will have figured out a way to allow fans back into the ballpark, at least in some maybe small numbers, and then maybe gradually increase that as the year goes on. I think obviously from my perspective, all of this is up to science, vaccination, whatever treatments that science comes up with between now and the start of next year. It seems like it's a long way off when you count the number of days, but when you consider where we are now to where this pandemic began, you realize it's going to be here very quickly. And I don't know that by next March or April when the season begins that we'll be ready to just say, hey, we're all back to normal, open the doors, everybody just march right in. So I think it's going to be a slow and gradual return, but I'm very hopeful that that's what we'll be talking about in March and April, and not another shutdown or another situation where we're not going to be able to go and watch the games in person. Because that, to me, as an announcer, when you're calling the game, part of the great drama with an exciting game is you folks being there in person. I mean, when you've got the crowd there, it's another element to the drama that unfolds on the field. I mean, the crowd certainly plays a role in how they lift up a team when it's down, and obviously I think they can play an intimidating role to a team that comes in on the road. So those things were sorely missing this year, and I'm hopeful that maybe by next year we'll have them back. Bryce, I don't know if you want me to go into my background or any of that, or folks just have questions.
I think that the question I have. So I flash back to 2016. One of my favorite calls you've ever made is the in the park home run by Tyler Naquin. What an amazing call. It still gets me excited hearing your voice. But of all your years of experience, what is your favorite experience that you've had covering the Cleveland Indians? Is there one moment that stands out to you that says, wow, this was special, and that really that you remember?
They do sort of all fall together as sort of a tapestry of my career. It is hard at times to pick one out as, hey, this was real. That moment that you mentioned, though, in 2016, I think it was sort of, if you want to, obviously Rajay Davis's home run of the World Series is probably the moment that no one will ever forget. But leading up to that, the regular season, Tyler Naquin's inside the park home run was sort of the signature moment of that season. The way he slid across home plate and then got up and and threw the rock and roll horns up. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was inside the park home runs are just so rare. You just don't. I mean, triples are rare. To see somebody race all the way around the bags in the way ballparks are constructed today, they're very small, they're very intimate. It's a rare play. So to see it happen was a very something you just don't expect, very unanticipated, and that was the signature moment for me for that year. I think, the moments that stand out, the first game I ever did, opening day 2000 in Baltimore. I mean, that's a game, the first time I ever sat behind the mic in a big league ballpark to do a game. That's one I'll never forget. And the fact that the Indians won helped. I think that there are probably, other moments, obviously that 2016 postseason run was just a, moment after moment after moment, great things that you saw, things that I was a part of in the interview process afterwards, talking to players. Those are great moments you never forget. But I probably would go back to 1997 because I was there covering that World Series in Miami. As devastating and as still painful as it is to bring up all these years later, That's one I'll never forget because it was right there. To me, that was in their hand. They had it and let it slip away. And it still wrenches my gut to think back to those moments, standing in the tunnel, watching the Marlins dance around and celebrate, and watching our guys pass by me and going to the clubhouse and having to I got to go in the locker room and talk about a devastating loss instead of a culminating world championship. So many great moments, but I think sometimes it's when you get that close to the Holy Grail and have it snatched away, not once but twice, it's difficult, very difficult.
No, for sure. Totally understood. It's every season as we're rolling, especially like this season, you think it's going to be good, but honestly, just I know there's lots of diehard Cleveland Indians fan on here. I know Mike Mastro, Bernie Steinmetz, a few that I can just see on my screen that I know that every day I can expect the Cleveland Indian update from the night before. So honestly, just want to thank you for your time today. With being virtual, it's really unique how we can bring folks in from Cleveland and those kind of things. We won't judge you for being a graduate of Baldwin Wallace University as our native Tiffin Heidelberg University. It's one of the rivals. So.
Yeah. It's kind of cool, and Ashland's just a little bit east of Seneca County, and yet we share some things in common. Like am I right in remembering that the Shawshank Redemption, they shot scenes in Ashland County, most of it in Mansfield, but didn't they use a courthouse in
that was
Seneca
Upper
County?
Sandusky, which is near us, but
okay.
Close enough. We share. There's a marketing company, Spire Advertising, that has offices in Ashland and Tiffin. That's another one.
There we go.
So, No, we just really appreciate your time today, this morning, for being on the call. And, really another one is thanks Mike Mastro with Buffalo Wild Wings, him and Lori for making the connection. We really appreciate you being on. So thank you so much. And,
all right.
Of course, go Tribe.
Thanks, Bryce, and thanks to Mike, and thanks to all you folks. Have a great day, and let's keep plugging through, and we're going to get through this together. Take care.
Thank you. Again, thanks for joining us, Matt. Again, thanks for Mike and Lori for taking care of us today with our speaker. We really appreciate it. Next, we're going to move into the awards portion of our morning, where we will celebrate several individuals and organizations for their contributions to our community. The Women's Career Excellence Award recognizes the potential of all women as valued members and leaders of the community and recognizes those who support them. The Women's Career Excellence Award honors individuals who strive toward the highest levels of professional accomplishment. So I'm going to pull up the award video for our Women's Career and Excellence Award. I just realized I was muted, so give me 1 second.
The individual who was chosen has a special place in my heart because she has shown our community love, compassion, and an overall positive attitude no matter what she faces. And we couldn't have such a great community without people like this individual. She is a wonderful and loving wife and mother of 2 beautiful, strong, and intelligent daughters. I cannot think of a more deserving individual for this year's Women Career Excellence Award than Miss Michelle Tuitt.
She's very goal-driven, and everybody knows who she is. I can't hand my card out in Tiffin without people going, "Oh, your mom's Michelle." And it's always a good thing. People know who she is, and they always say that she's helped out so much throughout the community and that they don't know where they would be without her.
She is involved in many service organizations and charitable organizations, but her passion is really about education, about helping children and families succeed in school and in life.
Michelle adopted me when I was 2 years old from a family who was really broken, and just from that, I think that really started everything with working with the homeless kids and kids that have families who are struggling a lot.
For Michelle, it's just what she believes in. She's a strong advocate for kids. She's a strong advocate for families. And when it comes to making sure that their needs are met, Michelle is the person that is first on the list, because we know that when calling Michelle to get something done, it's going to get done, and it's going to get done right the first time around.
But the bottom line is that her passion and her enthusiasm is what motivates others to get involved.
So she does a lot within the community. Actually, it's what inspired me to get my job. I work for CPS. I'm an intake worker, so I'm helping people every day. And she's always been very much willing to help and there to help. And she doesn't do it for the recognition. She does it because it's the right thing to do.
I had a lot of mental health issues, and of course I still do. And she always says that I opened her eyes on mental health and what kids really are going through these days now. And she's honestly just amazing, and she does everything she does because of the children and the need that they have.
So we're very proud of Michelle. We're very fortunate to have her here with Tiffin City Schools.
She has a heart of gold that goes beyond, above and beyond her job duty. But she reaches out, and no matter who it is, no matter what time of day, she's willing to help people.
From a school perspective, Michelle, you're a bulldog. And I mean that with the most respect and admiration as I possibly can, because when it comes to working with our students and our families and our staff, you're relentless in making sure that they are taken care of, making sure they have supports in place. And thank you for all you do for not only Tiffin City Schools, but for Tiffin as a whole as well.
We're so proud of you, and we know this is not what you want, but you do deserve this, whether you see it or not. Everybody else sees it in you.
Congrats, Mom. I know that you're going to be mad when you find out that we hid this from you, but we had to because it had to be a surprise. But we're very proud of you. I'm very proud when people say, oh, Michelle's your mom.
Mama, I love you so much. And thank you for everything that you do for all these kids who are just like me. And thank you for raising me to be the young woman that I am.
We just love you, and we're so proud that you are receiving this award today.
Congratulations, Michelle.
Please join me in congratulating Michelle to it. And as we're aware of, it's a complete surprise to her. So I don't, Jim or Bob, do you want to mute her if she has anything she'd like to say? It's a complete shock. So she's Bob Bose, by the way.
Now, shockingly, Bryce, she says she's speechless, but I bet she'll muster up some words here.
Oh my gosh. So, wow. I am humbled and honored and touched. Thank you. Thank you. And if I might challenge all of you that are listening, we can't all do great things and big things, but we can do small things every single day. So if you can just think of that and touch a child's life, then this is all worth it. Thank you all so very much. Thank you.
So the fun part about today is Michelle thought Tiffin City Schools was getting recognized for the Pay It Forward program, and she wanted me to surprise Jim Grubbs on his birthday, not knowing that she was going to get surprised herself. So thank you so much, Michelle, for all you do for the community. We really appreciate it. I appreciate it. You're one of the most passionate and driven individuals I get to work with, and you really do care about our community and the kids in it. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the next award, which is the Outstanding Citizenship Award. The Outstanding Citizenship Award honors an individual who has proven himself or herself to be outstanding among his or her peers in the areas of professional competence, civic contribution, and personal qualities. Factors considered include success in chosen profession, volunteerism and community service, and personal qualities, including highest ethical and moral standards. I'm going to turn over to our award video. Give me 1 second.
Our Citizen of the Year has been involved in numerous organizations all over Seneca County. He is a man of character, a family man, a business partner, a community leader, a loyal friend. I'm honored to have the opportunity to present the recipient of the 2020 Seneca Regional Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Services Citizen of the Year, Larry Alsberg.
It's very, very difficult to describe Larry in just a few words. He is a man of genuine humility and an individual that has been a leader in this community for many, many years.
He's just a really good grandfather, husband, and friend.
Larry was born and raised as a farmer, and we still kid him today about him using his farmer math and farmer wisdom when he does things. But Larry is the epitome of a partner.
He has been involved for decades with PT Services, a locally owned physical therapy practice and business, numerous hospital contracts, private offices all over Ohio.
And he's still semi-retired, but goes in about every day. Just can't keep him away from it.
Larry always thinks of the employees first and how things will affect them or benefit them. And he always feels that the finances, though extremely important, will always follow as long as we do things in a proper and a reasonable business fashion.
Larry and I have been married 54 years, have 3 children, 7 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild.
Larry is extremely devoted to his family, always puts family first, but community is a very close second, and he has compassion and interest in individuals and things that he can do to better the community in which he lives and supports.
He loves Tiffin, Ohio. He loves Seneca County. He has been a leader no matter what he has done.
He does a lot of things in the community, but he doesn't want to be recognized for it. You know, he's just a humble person.
He started the Bo Reed baseball tournament.
A baseball tournament established and continued to honor the life of his brother-in-law, Bo Reed.
And the proceeds from that have been donated to the city park system and also to the Heidelberg University. I'm well aware of his involvement with both the Noah Foundation and Tiffin University.
As a Tiffin University board member, he has given of his time, treasure, and talent over several decades, whether he's been formally a board member or not. He truly loves the institution, and I am so grateful that I have had the opportunity to work with him as a board member.
Larry's dedication, his fairness and loyalty to whatever he's working on always shows through in all the activities in which he participates.
I can think of no other more deserving individual than Larry Adelsberger for the Outstanding Citizen of the Year award.
I know Larry won't be happy because that's not the road that he likes to go down, to be noticed for things that he does or recognized for things that he does, but it's well overdue and well deserved by my partner, Larry Adelsberger.
I'm just so proud of him and glad that he's my husband. He's my best friend, I guess you put it that way.
Congratulations, Larry.
Join me in congratulating Larry Adelsberger. Hold on, give me 1 second. My Zoom disappeared. There we are. Join me in congratulating Larry Adelsberger. Congratulations, LA. Obviously, I had the opportunity to work with you through my time at Tiffin University. I don't know if you guys can unmute the mic. Again, a complete surprise to him as well. So I don't know, Mark, if you could unmute it or somebody. Thank you. There you are. Larry, anything you want to say?
Bryce, you know, I do not like surprises. I just told this crew what a bunch of goofballs they are, you know, when I saw my name mentioned. This is just a great honor. I mean, I am surprised. There's more deserving people than I am, but I am certainly honored with the honor. I'm kind of speechless. Thank you all so very, very much for honoring myself and our family. Thank you.
Thank you. Well deserved, sir. We appreciate all you do for our community. Next, we're going to move into to a quick business meeting. I'm going to turn it over to our board chair, Peter Holbrook, Provost and Chief Academic Officer at Tiffin University, to conduct today's business meeting. Peter?
Thank you, Bryce, for the introduction. And I am really pleased to be able today to be here and to be able to talk about the passing of the baton from John Detweiler, who was our longtime president of the chamber, and then Bryce as our new member and our new executive director of the chamber. We are so pleased that we've been able to build on John's heritage, his work that he's done for us as a chamber, and he left a really great foundation for Bryce to be able to build upon. And that for us was so important as we started to look for the new executive of the chamber. We are thrilled as a board of trustees to have Bryce at the helm. We know that he's going to take us to new heights and to the next level. His energy and his compassion and his wholehearted support for Tiffin, the community, and our businesses is really what we were looking for. So Bryce, welcome to being our new executive director, and you have already started to lay out a firm foundation for us to work from. So I just want to say thank you, and again, welcome to the chamber. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am pleased to call to order our 106th annual meeting of the Seneca Regional Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Services. I would like to call for a motion from a board member to dispense the roll call.
I move. Dan Renicky.
Thank you, Dan. And do I have a second?
I second. Gabe Stahl.
Thank you, Gabe. And if what we're going to do is if we have anybody who wants to abstain and not go forward with not doing or with making sure that we do the roll call, please do a nay. So hearing no nays, we are going to dispense with the roll call. This morning, we do not have any official officer reports, but we do have a committee report from Gabe Stoll about the nominating committee. Gabe, could you please give your report, please?
Yes, I sure can. A special nominating committee was convened to nominate a slate of trustees for their second 3-year term, plus 3 additional at-large trustees beginning January 1st, 2021. That slate consists of Gwen Stoller, Krogan Colonial Bank, Charles Engel, Quick Tab 2, Brian Klaus, Klaus Construction, Ryan Ranigan, Lang Gordon Ranigan and Clays LLC, and Corey Stein, Terra State Community College.
Thank you, Gabe, for your report. Is there any discussion among the Board of Trustees? I'm not getting any messages that we do have a need for discussion. So are there any additional nominations from the floor? Bryce, I am not seeing any additional nominations. So with no additional nominations, may I have a motion to accept the slate of trustees as listed by Gabe Stoll?
So moved, Pete. Ron Schumacher.
Thank you, Ron. And is there a second?
I'll second. Dan Reinecke.
Dan Reinecke, thank you so much. All those not in favor of adopting the nominations of the trustees, please do so with a nay. Therefore, hearing no nays or abstentions, the motion carries. And we are very excited about this slate of new board members. We have been working really hard to continue to build the quality of the board as well as the diversity of the board. And we're very pleased with the new additions that we have coming onto the board. And I'm not sure if we have any other additional business that needs to come to the board's attention. If so, please let me know. If so, and there's not any additional business coming forward, I will entertain a motion to close the meeting.
I'll motion.
Thank you, Gabe. And is there a second?
Second, Ron Schumacher.
Thank you, Ron. And all those not in favor of closing our business meeting today, please say so by doing nay. Hearing no nays or abstentions, we are closing the 106th annual meeting of the Seneca Regional Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Services. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today at our annual meeting.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Gabe. So I'm going to go ahead into my first annual address, which I am super excited for. Again, happy for the award winners today, and this able to make it a surprise. So it's really exciting for me. Again, thank you for attending the 106th annual meeting for the Seneca Regional of Commerce and Visitor Services. I'd first like to thank John Detweiler for his 11 years of service to the Seneca Regional Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Services. For more than 5 years, I've had the pleasure of working with John as an ambassador for the Chamber. John championed and implemented successful events for the Chamber, including the Downtown Tiffin Farmers Market that he launched in 2010. Under his leadership, John also brought the county's visitor services under the direction of the Chamber. John, thank you for your 11 years of service to this community, and we are forever grateful for the impact that you and Linda have made on Tiffin and Seneca County. And I believe John might be on this call today, so then, again, thank you, John. Next, I'd like to thank the Chamber team for all of their assistance in quickly bringing me up to speed with the state of the organization. On my left is Brittany Cook, the Marketing Director for Destination Seneca County. Brittany has been instrumental in working with our destinations to serve as a resource for all their needs, as well as working with them to communicate their story. In my first 3 months on the job, we've been leveraging Brittany's strong journalism background to tell the story of Tiffin and Seneca County far and wide. On my right is Deb Martirana, Director of Internal Operations. I have a lot I could say about Deb, and she's been playing the Chamber game for more than 25 years strong, and her knowledge can be directly linked to the success of this organization. I have had the pleasure of working with a number of high-quality individuals, and I can assure you that Deb is one of the hardest workers I've ever worked with. Often a behind-the-scenes team player, we have worked hard to get her in front of the lines with visits and in front of the camera, which I know she doesn't really appreciate very much. In the last 3 months, this organization has had a lot to celebrate. At the end of last month, the Chamber surpassed 358 members, the largest membership the organization has had in more than a decade. The momentum has only picked up since the announcement, and we now stand at 363 members strong today. We understand that the Chamber of Commerce is only as strong as the members within it, and we appreciate the intentional investment our members make into a Chamber membership. The Chamber ambassadors are a group of individuals who are dedicated in supporting small businesses here in Seneca County. We are appreciative of all the work that they do for our organization. This January, Lindsay Sui with Aspire Advertising will take over as president of the Chamber Ambassadors, and Nicole Miller with State Farm will become our vice president, and Mickey King with Tiffin University will become our secretary. We'd like to thank Kelly Hartzell with St. Francis Senior Ministries for serving as the president for the Chamber Ambassadors, and we're looking forward to a very busy year for this group. When I joined the organization, one of the first tasks was to find an easy way to articulate the value of a Chamber membership. Through my meetings with current members, I was able to break down the value of a Chamber membership into 4 points: education, relationships, promotion, and resources and savings. In my next slide, I will break down each point and steps we have taken to increase the value of a chamber membership in each area or activities that we have done to provide value in these areas. The first point is education. In December, we will roll out a yearly women's leadership series in partnership with KKR Consult and Kim Radisson. Discussion is focused on the book, How Women Rise, Break the 12 Habits Holding You Back from Your Next Raise, Promotion, or Job. Participants will also be challenged to create new goals and habits that will move them forward in their organization. Deb will post a link to the registration page in the chat below. I am pleased to report that this class is already more than halfway full. Through my conversations with small businesses, it was evident that quality professional development was not available to them or their employees. On a quarterly basis, the Chamber is partnering with KKR Consult for a free, quick, hour-long professional development conversation. We rolled out our first session in September that saw nearly 30 members on the virtual session. The session focused on 3 easy things you can do to improve employee relationships during the pandemic. The next session will be on December 2nd, so the first Wednesday of every month, and will be titled at 8 a.m. and will be titled The Do's and Don'ts of 2021, Making the Most of 2020. And again, Deb will post a registration link below in the chat section, so please go ahead and register for that today. The Chamber is only as strong as our partners and our members. We are proud to be located directly next to a high-quality marketing organization such as Spire Advertising. In June, the Chamber partnered with Spire Advertising team in the heat of the pandemic to assist our small business owners with their social media strategies, while many face unknowns that greatly impacted their current social media strategies. Whether it's at the local or state level, the Chamber can help make connections that will benefit you and your business. And this is our second point. In August, the Chamber successfully took our long-standing Educators Appreciation event virtual. We were proud to welcome more than 130 attendees on Zoom to celebrate our new educators to Seneca County, to the Seneca County community, while recognizing Brian Galleto, a teacher at Tiffin City Schools. A special thank you to Peter Holbrook, our keynote speaker, as well as Heidelberg University, Terra State Community College, and Tiffin University for being our premier sponsors for this event. Like many small businesses, the Chamber had to pivot in the face of COVID to make the most of the situation at hand. The Chamber always hits the course in June for our yearly Chamber Challenge, but as a result of the pandemic, we are forced to postpone the event until September. To our delight, we hit a major milestone during this year's golf outing. We had the largest Chamber golf outing turnout in more than a decade. We are extremely appreciative of all our sponsors and golfers that attended that day. One of the many initiatives that the Chamber oversees is the Seneca County Safety Council. Their mission is to prevent personal injury to employees and economic losses to member businesses in the community that arise from preventable health and safety incidents. During this year, the state of Ohio has taken all their programs virtual. It is the responsibility of the Chamber to facilitate monthly meetings for this group. The third point is promotion. Whether it's using social media platforms to promote your business or using our local billboard, the Chamber can help get your word out. COVID has changed many of our tendencies, and social media is no different. Studies have shown that social media usage is up more than 50% in the United States during the pandemic. Our strategy should reflect trends, and I'm extremely pleased with the efforts we had made in highlighting our members on social media. Since July 1, our more than 200 Facebook posts have reached more than 250,000 social media users, 250,000 people. We have since started an Instagram page that has more than 325 followers with 140 posts. Our goal is to celebrate our current members and feature our new members. You will never see just the company's logo on our social media platforms. Seneca County is truly a life connected, and we want to bring out the individuals who help make our members strong. The Chamber has started a joint effort in partnership with many other community organizations to tell the story of our small business owners in our community. The Chamber interviews the small business owner that is used for a paid social media ad for Facebook and Instagram that runs for a full week. This small business owner is also featured on the billboard in the corner of State Route 18 in US 224 throughout that week. Ribbon cuttings have always been the bread and butter of the chamber. We've been able to safely hold ribbon cuttings for our small businesses in our county to celebrate their investments. I'd like to thank Health Commissioner Beth Schweitzer for working with us and our team to provide a safe plan that keeps our volunteers and our members healthy while still having the opportunity to celebrate our small businesses. One of the many things that we have been able to do to help our small businesses is working with them to write their press releases that tell their story and make our media partners aware of their upcoming events. We realize that not all small businesses have marketing departments, and this is just one item that we can help them promote themselves. We have been fortunate that our local and regional partners are covering our members, whether that be a front page article in the Advertiser Tribune or NBC 24 driving to Seneca County to feature a ribbon cutting, like they did for the ribbon cutting for the Tiffin Drive-In. I'd also like to thank our friends at the Tiffin Seneca Economic Partnership for working hand in hand with our members to assist them in writing press releases as well. Now I'm going to start the video of the NBC 24 article of the ribbon cutting.
Process at the theater. It'll show movies on Fridays and Saturdays and Halloween. Even before the screen was completely done on Friday, on Thursday night, when the screen surface was done, we fired up the projector, hit it with an image just to see what it looked like, and it looked fantastic. It was so much brighter and sharper. The owner says this is not the last of the remodel. We'll begin work on the concessions building next spring.
Again, we've had our W2L, we've had NBC 24. We actually sent NBC 24 down at a ribbon cutting at Kid City yesterday that made the 11 o'clock news. The last point is resources and saving. The chamber can save you and your business money. And this is often the most underutilized point that we offer. Starting this week, we rolled out an exclusive partnership with the Old Fort Banking Company to co-brand our Chamber Cash program that we have given a much needed facelift. We now have more than 140 members that accept Chamber Cash. And if your organization is on this list, please get a hold of us and we can add you. In 2020, we have written more than $37,000 in Chamber Cash that we know will be spent locally with our members. Again, give our office a call to order your Chamber Cash as we approach holiday season and then to get your name on the list. Many of our members do not realize that we have a member-to-member benefit program that allows their employees to take advantage of discounts at other chamber members. Every week, we've been adding more discounts to our list. We have been working to make this process easier for our members. In the past, members had to go online to download coupons that were then redeemed by our member businesses. Starting with the end of the year, we're happy to announce that we're providing our members and their employees a discount card, as seen on the right, that will provide them with a direct web page and a QR code to stay up to date with all of our discounts, and will allow them to show their card to receive the discount at participating member businesses. The Chamber Energy Program is a program that we're seeing being used more by our members to save money on both their electric and gas bills. Starting in December of this year, they are rolling out an exclusive low rate for AP customers. Again, give our office a call to receive more information on this program. Our community went through a major branding initiative in 2018. The Chamber and Destination Seneca County's brand marks were changed, and I have used this opportunity to refresh many of our brand materials for both organizations. My next few slides will feature some of the work that has been completed by our friend Audrey Burkholder at AB Digital Marketing. Starting actually today, we're going to be moving to a folder format that we will be providing folders to all our existing members and our prospective members that will include information to keep them up to date on the chamber and our offerings. Some additional materials that we have released, including chamber overview, and again, on our 4 points to help our members out. One of the most exciting projects that our organization has worked on in the last 3 months is the launch of a sponsorship package that will roll out in 2021. In the next few weeks, we will send out our new sponsorship package information to our members with the intention of limited number of asks throughout the year. Our members' dues will remain separate from the package, but we know this will allow us to better focus our efforts in supporting small businesses here in Seneca County. So look for that to come out in the next few weeks. One of the big surprises since taking over this role was the number of members who had no idea that the Chamber oversaw Destination Seneca County, the county's Visitors Bureau. In all of the Chamber's marketing materials, you will see that we have made an intentional decision to highlight Destination Seneca County and the role it has in attracting visitors to the county that in the end support our small businesses. As part of our brand refresher, we have made intentional investments in marketing efforts that we feel give us the most exposure for the county. Many recall the billboard that was located on US 23 near Upper Sandusky. This is the new billboard that actually just went up last week, and we're very excited with our new concepts. We feel that our new billboard concepts better communicate the story of a growing and thriving Seneca County and equally represents the entire county from Fostoria to the Seneca Caverns just outside of Bellevue. Our efforts on social media continue to pick up, so I'd ask you to go and like us on Facebook and follow our Instagram page to explore Seneca County with us. With our intentional investments into marketing, we have worked with our destinations to properly tell their story to the world through our blog post features. These blog posts include pictures and videos that give guests an inside look at what makes Seneca County special. From Ryan Punyan Blowing Glass, the Punyan Project, to Ralph and Julie Smothers, the only appliance store in the country with a liquor license. We can't forget their new Olivelli line that is exclusive to them for the region. In the last week, we have featured Aiden Segali and Hawks Crystal. They have seen a boom in online sales through COVID. With this in mind, we have spent our marketing dollars to target social media users in the state of Ohio and glass hubs throughout the country. We have seen positive reactions from cities outside of the state of Ohio, and we hope this might allow these social media users to become aware of the rich history of Hawks Crystal and eventually do business with them online. One item of feedback in this role was the amount of input that stakeholders had in the use of tourism dollars. I am happy to report that we will roll out a tourism council that will meet quarterly beginning in January 2021. This group will include 9 individuals that will represent the entire county, including destinations, community leaders, and hotel representatives. This group will look for ways to strengthen tourism here in Seneca County. With the eventual rollout of the new visitors guide, one thing was clear from conversations we had with our small businesses. They did not have the proper stock photos to truly highlight their experience to our community and visitors. We have worked hand in hand with several photographers to highlight destinations at no cost to the destinations. Our hope is that they will take these photos to refresh their marketing materials and websites. We've also met with several of them to educate them on best practices when using these photos. Over the next few slides, you will see several photos that have been captured by our photographers, and they will be featured in our next visitor's guide. One of my favorite photos is the shot of the Renaissance at Tiffin. Throughout our conversations with Sarah Betts in the Seneca County Park District, we walked through a needs assessment to understand how Destination Seneca County could best help them moving forward. It was evident that they needed an updated video that captured all of the parks that could be shown as a marketing piece. Our office worked with our friends at Dead Truck Productions to begin the planning process of a video that will be released for the 25th year anniversary in the spring of 2021. Our county's tourism dollars will help offset some of the costs, and it will be a co-branded video between both organizations. We believe this is the start of a joint branded videos that we hope will encourage our destinations to update their video marketing pieces moving into the future. Our most exciting news for Destination Seneca County is by far our partnership with the Sandusky County Convention and Visitors Bureau for 2021. Through feedback from our destination partners, it was clear that we needed to do a better job at bringing additional bus traffic to Seneca County. Sandusky County is what I would consider to be an expert in bus stewards in the state of Ohio, and the ability to partner with them has put us on the right path. The current plan is to roll out several in the 419 bus tour experiences, including History and Spirits in the 419 and Foodie in the 419 in 2021. Brittany and I have been working extremely hard with our destinations to find the best experiences for bus tours coming through Seneca County. It's really important to note that with the COVID landscape changing daily, these plans may shift, but these are our current plans. In closing, I'm extremely thrilled to serve our community in my new role, and I'm excited for the steps we have taken in the last 3 months that I know will allow us to better serve our small businesses here in Seneca County moving into the future. I'd like to thank everyone for attending today's annual meeting, and have a great day. Thank you all. Have a good morning.